Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Take it away, Sarah.
How's it going, everyone? We are going to talk about something that we have not talked about in a while. And, I don't know how to phrase it. The idea that we talked about, the idea of 1 year later. It's been about a year since Allie and Ash have officially broken up, since I think they filed for divorce on the 19th of September, or Ashlyn filed for divorce on the 19th of September. And that really isn't what this video is about, but that reminded me of something I saw a couple weeks ago that we never talked about, that I actually really wanted to talk about because I thought it was an important part of this whole conversation. As we know, Allie and Ash broke up, but one of the questions that we had about their breakup, they had a lot of mutual friends. Like, I would say the majority of their friends were mutual for the most part, other than maybe the friends they had when they were really young kids, for the most part, right? When you're a couple and you have mutual friends, that can be really hard on a breakup.
And also teammates. I mean, people who they played with for a long time as well.
And, Megan Rapinoe was Ashlyn's best person at the wedding and everything. So that is one storyline that, when you do have a breakup, especially now that it's 1 year later, and it's it's still very much in the thick of, a lot of people are still talking about it, because we're going to talk about that in a second. But one of the people who actually in the last couple months spoke up about it was Christen and Tobin. Ali Krieger was on their Re-Ink show, and Christen brought up how public Allie's breakup was. She also talked about how Allie and Ash were like trailblazers in regards to having relationships on the team or in soccer. But she said something, and I'll play it.
Your personal life has been so public for a long time now. And obviously, we know it's been really, really hard. And we love both you and Ash to death. And we always have and we always will. And I know that the breakup has been really, really challenging.
So she basically said, I think I probably just played it. She said, we love you, but she also said we love Ash and we always will. And I thought that was a big comment, you know what I mean? Not necessarily from Christen and Tobin, but she didn't necessarily have to say it, but it makes it seem like Tobin and Christen are still friends with both of them. And, they, as much as the whole thing really sucks for everyone, Christen says right there, we love you and Allie, and also Ash.
I always figured that since they were friends with both of them before that, I mean, probably before they were even together, that I figured they would say something like that. So it wasn't shocking or surprising to me. And I don't know, Allie's so nice that I feel like she wouldn't want people choosing sides or whatever. I mean, she hasn't really talked about it, but
yeah, and that's a good point. I don't think Allie would want to be like, Christen, Tobin, you're my friends, you have to choose me over Ash or anything like that. But I thought it was, I don't know, nice, interesting that Christen said that, considering all the discourse with people, with a lot of people's feelings about Ash and Sophia Bush now.
I wonder, I haven't looked at the comments or anything on that, but I wonder if anyone commented in the comments had like a critical comment against Christen for saying that or something, which people are wild in the comments sections.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. That definitely could have happened. Because we know that there was Tobin had their picture taken with Sophia Bush about 3, 4, 5 months ago now, we're thinking back. So she was openly in a picture with Sophia Bush. I know Christen plays for Angel City. Sophia's one of the investors. Also, Sophia did the Re-Ink table. So,
and Sophia's doing a One Tree Hill reboot.
So Kristen's probably excited about that.
Is she a One Tree Hill fan?
Probably. So we know that they're friends with both of them. Realistically, obviously they know Ashlyn a lot better, but I thought it was sweet and important. So it is kind of tricky, but I thought it was, when I heard that Christen said, we love you both and we always will. I thought that was a very powerful statement from Christen, given all the discourse that's going on right now. And it kind of just shows people they're still friends with Allie. They're still friends with Ash. They didn't have to choose. And they are friends. So I thought that was important. We hadn't talked about that because it never really came up. But I did want to mention it. So Christen and Tobin are on record. Love Allie and Ash and always will. But also going on to, what is going on with Ashlyn and Sophia. We have talked about them. We talked about them, I don't know, about 3 months ago at this point, where the rumors were that they were engaged, but then they weren't. They did not have an engagement with Beanie Feldstein and Dylan Mulvaney, if you remember those pictures.
Sorry, but how random would that have been?
So no engagement, but I'm going to tell you this. Since they have officially launched at this point, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, maybe longer than that, they have been everywhere, Ashlyn and Sophia. And when I tell you they have been everywhere, they have been everywhere. I'm going to flash a lot of pictures, kind of spam in the background, but I mean, they were at the US Open. They were at a human rights event. They went to Paris to the Olympics. They did some events there, speaking engagements, and I'm actually not even quite sure, but they have been everywhere.
Very fashionable, I will say.
It was also Sophia's birthday, and Ashlyn had a message to Sophia on her birthday. Did an event in Paris. Actually, Sarah probably hates this dress on Sophia, but I actually really like it. Very poofy.
I was actually going to say, I kind of do like it, and I like the color, too.
Yeah, those colors, especially with Ashlyn and Sophia, they matched like that kind of coppery duochrome kind of look. Those are 2 gorgeous colors. I love that. They're at the flea market together.
Nothing says gay like a flea market. All right.
So they've been everywhere. I mean, I think they were at a New York Liberty game together. Yeah, they were in Paris together. I mean, they have been everywhere together. They have not been shy ever since they launched. They have not been shy about their love. And part of that is, since they've been so open about it and posting so many pictures about it, I do think they are getting a lot of trolling and hate comments. And Ashlyn came out with an interview. Ashlyn Harris says she's in one of the hardest seasons of her life amid divorce from Ali Krieger. So she says, "I'm navigating a divorce that's been really hard," Harris, 38, said. "I can't control everyone else's reaction. I can't control everyone else's opinions of me. I have to own myself in my body and be present and be human." And then she goes, "The online hate that has happened since has been one of the most personally devastating experiences of my life," the statement continued. "Words matter. The cheering on abuse, the people clamoring to encourage me to commit suicide, what the hell? And the cruel words spoken about my children and who I am as a mother, those words matter." The former couple shares custody of their 2 children, Sloan, 3, and Ocean, 2, and Harris stated that despite the tumultuous split, she's committed to keeping a safe space and normalcy for them. So she was open about that, and that's kind of going back to what Christen and Tobin had said. Christen and Tobin are friends with both of them. She goes, "We love you, we always will." I almost look at Christen and Tobin saying, hey, if Christen and Tobin can be friends with the both of them, sign of like maybe it should be a more peaceful situation. You know what I mean?
And I mean, death threats to anyone is not cool and wild.
Okay, and so this is kind of the next part of the story that I don't know where it necessarily came from or what the context was in particular, because Sophia Bush released a statement pretty much on her Instagram, but I did want to include it because that's part of the story, and that's why it seems like it's gotten to where it's gotten altogether. I'll have Sarah read it, and then we'll kind of talk about it.
"Have you ever just been so tired of petty that you want to step on necks? Well, all of us good gals are out here advocating for women, and then there's some petty ass see you next Tuesdays being, well, petty? Don't play with me. I'm too grown and too tired. I'm a decade past willing to be gentle, BBs. I will bury you. I've done When They Go, We Go High for over a decade. Dare me. I'm too old, I'm tired, and I'm not here to play with you and your faux online lives versus my very real and very well documented real one. You do realize that no matter how many times you parrot this sad lie, you can't make it true? Stop tagging me in this shit unless you want me to drop all the receipts and embarrass your fave." And then on the bottom she says, "Try me one more time, and when after I post this you say I'm petty, I dare you to acknowledge that this is what you desire, and in others you call fierce. Try me. Try me.
Was that your acting from your drama class from college?
Oh, yes, of course. And scene.
Yeah, I debated whether or not we should include that only because that kind of fuels maybe some of the fire. But it's what happened, and it just seems like Sophia got to a point of the discourse or the online back and forth, and she just got to a breaking point. Now, the point that I don't know, this is the point I don't know. I don't know, is that about Allie? Is it about fans? Is it about maybe I was even maybe like thinking Allie's brother. I actually don't know. I actually don't know who it's about. Obviously, when she says things like your fave and things, it kind of implies Allie, but I don't know. And it seems like she got to a breaking point, but that is part of the story. Whether it's about Allie or the fans, I think it just seems like she got to a breaking point because there has been a lot of it. I think it's been overwhelming for Sophia and Ashlyn. I can't imagine how it's not going to be overwhelming, but I think she kind of got to a breaking point. It's also like it's their lives kind of to defend each other. I don't know, but it was important for this context because that is what's been going on.
You mean this isn't the One Tree Hill reboot lore?
Oh, this is good. The storyline. Yeah.
Oh, yes, this is part of the storyline. I don't know.
Yeah. So, we could have left that out, but it's what happened. It's real. And we don't know who it's about. We can speculate, but that's how the situation has got to. Hopefully that was kind of like the peak, and now it's going to kind of go down. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the height of frustration, and now it's just kind of like, let's live our lives.
Yes.
On both sides. Say it's about Allie, I go back to what Christen and Tobin said. Hey, we're friends. We love both of you guys. And it's just, that's the one thing I didn't say. This whole situation is so messy. It's just so sad. It's just such a sad situation. Yeah, it just was such a messy situation from the breakup and everything. And people just don't like the way Ashlyn and Sophia got together. And I guess the worst case scenario is that someone cheated. But even if they cheated, I mean, in protecting Allie, I think some people, to kind of take it on themselves to say, I'm going to protect Allie, which I get, but I guess there's a line, But it looks like Allie has moved forward and moved on. But apparently Allie is dating someone new, and she has a new love in her life.
Yay. Allie Krieger reveals she's dating a wonderful person following a divorce from Ashlyn Harris.
Hey everyone, this is Sarah. I'm just doing a quick voiceover because in the original video Sarah and I recorded, we actually were talking about the person that Allie is, the person who is linked to Allie right now, who people suspect they are dating. It's pretty widely known, and so that's why Sarah and I kind of talked about it. Then I decided to take that out because when I was editing the video, it is a pretty sensitive subject because in the article, Allie specifically said that she didn't want to talk about the person right away. So, and I know Sarah, a lot of people watch Sarah and I, so I don't want to put it out there quite yet. If you go on TikTok, if you go on Twitter, you can find the name, but not is that any better me saying that? I don't know, but hopefully she's happy. And in the article, she kind of talked about 8 months was a good time for her to jump back in the dating scene and that she found someone. So I'm very happy for her. And I don't know what Sarah and I say at the end of the video yet, but I want her to be happy. I want Ashlyn and Sophia to be happy. I really do. So, but yeah, so, been about a year, the healing process continues at this point. So we will see. Okay, I'll go back to the video, but I just wanted to mention that the original version, we did talk a little bit about the person, but I decided I'll take that out just because Allie did say she didn't want to quite reveal the person yet. But okay, we'll go back to the video. So that is word on the street. No, it just makes me go to think, maybe Allie's not going to be public about a relationship again. Maybe this not burned her like someone cheated on her, but this whole thing is just emotionally taxing. So maybe she's just going to be like, I'm not going to be in a public relationship. I did it. It was hard, maybe until she gets married again, if she ever does. The whole thing was just so messy, and it's just sad to see, two people who did love each other so much, Allie and Ash, it turned so messy. But I say this a lot in our videos. It's very relatable to people in real life. Really did love each other, and then really did have a messy divorce, Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, so the whole thing just sucks. But, if you say anything about Sophia and Ash, they are out living their life, and they seem to really love each other, and that's great to see. And hopefully Allie and her new love are, doing well. Hopefully they can co-parent effectively, which is the most important in many ways. But I mean, and that's kind of the thing where Christen and Tobin say, hey, we love both of them, and we love both of them, and we'll love them forever, basically. So I thought that was important. So what does everyone think? Kind of a heavy video, but questions, comments down below. We'll come back with a less heavy video.
Yes, hopefully next time.
Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.